Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. Open up your brown book, baby. Open up your brown book. Open up your brown book, baby. Look, open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasy, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby.
Hey,
it's for us.
You gotta play with it, Joanna. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it song like everything? Oh my God, absolutely love it. Hey, y'all know what's up. It's your girl Shay Baby, and welcome back to another episode here at the Brown Book Series. It's Wednesday night, it's 7 o'clock. Y'all already know. Call your friends, let them know that we over here, honey. And the shenanigans is about to start. Okay, it's about to start. Tonight, I have a very special treat for you, honey. Let me tell you, treat with us tonight. She has a new book coming out in June. And when I say, I'm just kind of like, honey, what the LGBTQ plus of it all, sweetie. And I'm loving every bit of it. Ladies and gentlemen, Brown Book Series, please give up for the first time here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
See, she's a newbie, y'all, so we're gonna be good. Give a big round of applause to Miss Romance author, honey, extraordinaire, Miss Joanna Lowell. How are you, Joanna?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So, okay, your last name, did I pronounce it right, girl? Because I'm from the South, so I don't.
It's a pen name, so I'm agnostic. So yeah, Lowell.
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 So it's a pen. Why would you pick that name as a pen name?
Well, because it's an intergenerational pen name. My mom's family is Greek, and my yaya, my Greek grandmother, part of a singing trio with their sisters. And instead of calling themselves the Rodopoulos sisters, they called themselves the Lowell sisters because they emigrated to Lowell, Mass. And then so I was like, oh, I want a pen name. And then I thought, oh, I'll use a pen name that was like a pseudonym in my family already.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Nice. That makes sense, honey. Speaking of family, let's go over here to the chat to check out the Brown Book Series, the Players Club. The players checking in. Hey, Missy, what's up, boo boo? Hey. Y'all know what it do. They said thanks. They're welcoming you in. Yes. Let's get ready to rock and roll and rumble, girl. Missy, it's about to be Renata. This her slick partner right here, honey. Renata. Hey y'all, hey, what's going on? Y'all know what's up. Mama Tony Bonita in the house. Good evening. Y'all know what's up. Go ahead on and like, subscribe. Well, you guys already like, subscribe, and share, but just make sure you share it. Let them know, honey, that Miss Joanna is in the house. Now, Joanna, before we get into this new book of yours that is coming out in June, and then we talk about your other book that's out now, Miss Artfully Yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself outside the literary world. What is it like in the day in the life of romance author Joanna Lowell?
Yeah, just
like how I did that. It's like really like
nonstop luxury and excitement. No, it's I'm a college professor by day and by night because it's a lot to be a college professor. And around this time of year, it's final papers. So life is reading lots of student fiction. I teach creative writing, which is really fun. I have really good students. But
nice.
It's many pages. And so I sit for many hours reading student work. And then I go on runs in the neighborhood. And then I return and I work. And that's kind of the day. I've watched some episodes of your show. And so I'm learning that boring life is a thing for writers. Not just
y'all need to get y'all life together. Y'all like hold it all in, I guess, and to just release it to us, which is cool. We'll take it.
Yeah. Well, it helps you store up those the fantasies of what you're not doing, and then you put them on the page.
Girl, you need to listen. You need to start living out some of these fantasies of yours, Joanna. I'm just saying. Live out a couple fantasies, honey. I love it. Midnight Ace for Midnight Ace Book Bar checking in. What's up, Midnight? Hey, book buddies. Hey, girl. Hey. Midnight Ace doing her thing. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check out her channel. She has some cool authors over there as well. They be doing their thing, honey. She just interviewed, girl, I don't know who she's interviewed. She interviewed a whole bunch of people. I looked on there, the whole bunch of people on the screen. I said, well, what in the world? But then they books was good. So I was like, you go, Midnight. My ADHD kicks in. I can't keep up with a whole bunch of people. So shouts out to her. So Joanna, are you considered an indie author or traditionally published?
Traditionally published. I've never done any indie publishing, mostly because I don't know how. I have no business savvy. I really respect writers who are able to do that. It is just not something that I have figured out. You really have to like run yourself and your writing this particular way. So I'm very happy to have my publisher with, making the covers and shipping the books and advertising the books, because I do not have that skill set. So
and you just want to show up. You just like, I just want to write this book and hand it off.
Here you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Do a couple interviews in between, but there you go. God bless. Good night. I absolutely love it. So how hard was it for you to get published? Like, what was your publishing journey?
Yeah. I come to romance like having already written other kinds of fiction for a while, like small press experimental fiction. And I had a couple of small press, like digital first romance novels that came out from Crimson. And the like head of Crimson Romance was amazing. Tara Gelsomino. She left Crimson when it got shut down by Simon and Schuster and became an agent. So then I wrote to her and was like, I have more books. And she agreed to be my agent. And so it was sad that Crimson closed, but she's an incredible agent. And she, believed in my work and she sold it for me, which is great. And so, it wasn't like once I found her, it like, it kind of worked.
All flowed.
Yeah.
All work together. I absolutely love that. That's what's up. I mean, that's a good a good story, because so honey, when you watch the show, some of these stories you be like, what? Oh my God. So that was good that yours worked out good for you. So kudos to the agent, honey. I hear making money moves. I absolutely love it. Now, writing, because you said that you had already published some things before you went full blown to this whole romance genre. So being an author, is that something that you always wanted to do? Or is it because you are a creative writing professor, you're like, you know what, I might as well just let me do something. I might as well.
Yeah, no, I came to being a professor through writing, like through always loving to write. Like I was, like those kids that are always making like little books where they're telling their adventure stories about mice, and like animals. Like I had I think when I was a kid, I had a 250-page pencil novel about the adventures of twin mice named Cheesy Wheat 1 and Cheesy Wheat 2. So, that blossomed into romance writing. So, yeah. But yeah, I always like telling stories.
About some mouse eating up. Well, hold on now. Never mind. I'm going to keep it rated PG-13 tonight. Only because it's your first time here. But why romance, though? Out of all the many genres in the world, why romance?
There's lots of reasons. I read it as a young person, like maybe too young of a person. I don't know. My family had a pizzeria, and I would like hang out at the pizzeria for daycare. And then, there's only so much pepperoni you can eat. This all seems like a entendre now, but like I would leave the shop, go down the street. There was a library. They were always selling paperbacks for like 5 cents, and they were usually romance. So I would read them and be like, what is this? This is blowing my mind. And so, it was something that I was like, what is this? What is happening inside in the book? And so, so I like
read. It's called an orgasm, Joanna. That's what it's called. I'm sorry.
What? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow, you cleared that up. Yeah. So then I was in grad school doing more serious writing, like, the academic writing and writing you write MFA programs, it's not generally genre fiction. And so I was steered away from that kind of fiction. And then I sort of came back to it because there's something about the form I really love. I love the happy ending. I love the focus on emotion. I love that it has like a constrained form, but you still have to vary it to make it interesting because it's a story. Everyone knows how it's going to end. How do you make people care? You have to do something kind of new and interesting in the familiar. And that's, I think, the amazing sort of artistic challenge. And so I went through these programs that sort of told me that genre fiction or romance wasn't, art. And then I got increasingly interested in the kind of artistry of romance, because I think there are so many like beautifully written, exciting romance novels out there. And so I just love that you can keep telling the same story in new ways, and it's just inexhaustible. So yeah, I'm into it.
I listen. I'm with it. I'm into it too. It works. It absolutely works. Midnight Eggs. Let's see. Missy said that is an amazing journey. Yes, it is. It's an amazing journey, honey. Midnight Eggs says, being a professor, how do you switch gears to write? A good question.
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes during the semester. I mean, I think a lot of professors like write a lot during the summer or the winter because you get like big breaks. Something that I do is I try to write in the morning before I look at my email and before, like, the work life.
The lifestyles, yeah.
Yeah, because once you let it in, you can't stop. And so
you cannot.
Because then if you look, you're like, oh no, people need this and that. But if you don't look for the first few hours, you can work on the other stuff.
And then you're stuck. I don't know about you, but I be feeling like somebody saw me look, and then they waiting on me to respond. Like, oh, should have waited until Monday. So it'd be those late Friday nights after had a long week. You're like, oh, let me go down there, just wind it down. Or for me, wind it down. I'm like, let me put my phone on the charger, put it away, but let me one last look. I'm like, fuck, no.
That's how they get you. Yeah.
Girl, listen, you can put that phone down and tell you. So when you switching gears, you kind of write what, like during the summertime or when you're away from school, or?
I'm really slow. I'm a really slow reader and I'm a really slow writer. And so I have to work. I can't just write in a burst and finish a book. Like I need to work the whole time. So I work year round, and I mostly like try to start early to get a little something done every day. And that's with the romance, because I have these contracts with the books that I've been writing. It's like one is due every year. And a lot of writers in romance in particular write a lot faster than that. Like they're able to finish books more quickly, but I cannot. And so
you write historical. You can't write that overnight. Like,
because you can't make it all up. You need to like research. It's hard.
Yes, you cannot make it up. And what I was on one panel, and one lady said, we was talking about like historicals and stuff like that. And she was like, some stuff you can just make up because ain't nobody gonna research it. I was like, lies you tell. You know what I mean? I like put a lie in there, and I'll bet you all the money in this world, somebody go catch that shit and be like, you know what? That's not what happened. So kudos to you for even doing historic. Like, why historical though? Like, that's just, oh my God.
Well, I think in part it's because that's mostly what I read as a kid. Those were the books. Like those, I don't know if you remember them or if you saw them. They were just like these really like huge, like bodice rippery, like Fabio on the cover. Like,
yes, but girl, I didn't ever pick one up. Well, I did, but I could. It's the Roman. Listen, the historical. I'd be like, it's so cool, but it's like when they get into the language of it too. I just like, listen, these thou and these thus and these thieves is throwing me off. That's when I was younger. And now I'm like, I'm kind of liking these thous and these and threes and things.
Yeah, because they had like pirates and Viking, just all this stuff that seemed like really exciting. So I like the like fantasy element that it's like it's melodramatic. You could heighten, everything is sort of heightened. There's more rules that keep people apart. So I feel like there's like more potential to have like heightened tension. Like a glove getting taken off, and then you're like, oh wow, her glove was removed. So I like that kind of energy, but also I feel
romantic.
it's like it's so romantic, but it just, you can displace things from the present into the past. Like many things have changed and many things have stayed the same, and so I feel like you can sort of comment on today and bring forward the historical context. So I just sort of I like that negotiation. And I like the research. The research is really fun. Like when I'm stuck, if I wrote contemporary, I'd be like, now I'm just stuck. But if I'm stuck writing historical, I'm like, let me pretend I'm working by reading a lot about bathing machines in 1875 in Brighton or something like that. And then,
oh my God, is there a particular like era though that you really enjoy writing in?
Yeah, the 1880s, like that period of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if it's actually because I'm a child of the 1980s. And so there's something about like the 1880s that like resonates with the 1980s. It's like getting toward the millennium and like everything is speeding up. And like in the 1880s, there was like rapid industrialization in a sense that like people were becoming modern and the world was getting smaller, and there were like urgent labor struggles and the women's movement and like high imperialism and then resistance to imperialism. And it feels like the 1980s kind of had some of that going on too. So I'm just like interested in the 1880s as like a period. There was like so much going on.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh my God, that's what's up. All right, let's see. Let's go over here to this old chat. Missy, you said, does your students know you are a writer? And if so, do they read your book?
Yeah, they do know. Because one of the things that like as a creative writing professor, you're usually a published writer and you're kind of like you're a practicing writer in the class working with other like younger practicing writers. And so that's usually the deal. And students do yeah, they do read my books. It's actually been really sweet. Like at my last book release, I had a whole bunch of students who came out to like the book, like the book event and got books. And yeah, it was sweet.
But they're grown too, which makes it, it'd be one thing if they were like, the 12, 13-year-olds, but they're grown.
Yeah, they're 18 to like 22. So yeah. No, and actually I the second book in this series, this like Victorian series that's set in and around like the London art world, is mostly takes place in Cornwall. And that book came out of a summer class that I taught in England called Literature of the Witch. Where it was like a critical creative class that I taught with a friend in the department. She's an early modernist. So we looked at like the witch trials and read work from the 17th century. And they also read contemporary writings by women that were like exploring the witch archetype. And it was so amazing to be in Cornwall that I set the new book and the second book, set them there. And then some experiences that I had with the students like kind of are transformed in the book. And so those students were particularly excited, and the book is in part dedicated to them. And so it was just a really, it was fun. Like my students were a really big part of like creating that book.
I absolutely love that. And speaking of the witch trials and all this stuff, hey y'all know I'm in Massachusetts, right? And when I say the storm has not passed over, like it's straight storming here, thundering, lightning, the whole hoopla. So if we get cut off, if the light man decide he want to play in the storm no more, honey, he gonna take his back and go home. And y'all know we can just do a replay. And Joanna don't care; she'll come back and talk to us all over again if that happens. But right now, the lights are still on, so we can. I'd be like, I don't know. All the stuff we make in this world, we can't make the lights stay on when it's storming outside. Like, it's absolutely crazy. So that's my disclaimer, y'all. Y'all be like, what happened to Shay? Honey, the storm that came and washed me and Joanna away. All right. So let's see here. Midnight Stud, where do you pull your inspiration from? Oh, y'all got some good questions out there tonight, honey. I think the witch trial got them going.
I know the witches are coming in. I get my inspiration from witchcraft. No, I perform various spells. I think a lot of
it. Charm. I like those spells. You can show me how to do a couple of those.
I mean, in part it's life, but also it's what I read. You know, I get inspired by other people's writing and other people's books, and then I don't know, like Sherry Thomas, like you mentioned, she's like a big inspiration for me. You've had her on here, like various just writers that are in the genre, and you see what they're doing, and then it like, you know, makes something spark in your own mind. Sometimes inspiration comes too just from like details in the archive, like you
Right.
some little historical tidbit in something that you're perusing, and then you realize that you can like build something kind of interesting out of
Mm-hmm.
research, books, and then life third, because as I said, the life part is more boring. So like other people's writing,
It's
archives.
just everyone. Right. Sherry Thomas. Yeah. Sherry Thomas is damn crazy. I love her. Like, I love her. So that was the perfect interview for you to catch, Joanna, because Sherry, oh my God. Have you met her before?
I have not. I just when I run though, I listen to audiobooks, and so I'm listening to Ravishing the Heiress right now because
Oh
just
my God.
so good, you know. I love romance audiobooks, so when I
Me too.
when I'm not
Certain
reading.
ones though, because some of them, I don't, the authors, I mean the narrators, they have to be a good narrator. Yeah, because if it's not, I just can't. I just can't.
I feel like I'm one of those people who just is sort of like seduced by a British accent. So you know, the books that are set
Oh,
in England, I'm usually like, oh, they sound they sound so good. And I'm not really discriminating about the accents.
no, listen, I like the British. They sound sexy. Listen, anybody that sounds like James Bond sounds sexy to me. I don't give a damn what's going on. I like men narrators though, because I'm just like, do we don't want no woman reading me to sleep? I'm just saying. But it's just the narrator, because the narrator can, to me, make or break an audiobook.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like, what the hell was he saying? Oh my God. But enough about him. A little about you. The Runaway Duchess.
Hmm.
Tell us a little bit about the Runaway Duchess.
The Runaway Duchess is the book that I mentioned that was inspired by the class that I taught, Literature of the Witch. And it follows Lavinia Yardley, and she was the antagonist of The Duke Undone, which is the first book in the series. And in that book, Lavinia appears as kind of a mean girl. And I didn't like love where I left her in that book. And I wanted to tell her story and have it not become like a a rivalry or antagonism remaining between the heroine of the first book and then this side character, because I really love it when romance novels create communities, particularly of women who are in solidarity with each other. And so Lavinia is this sort of mean girl who, I don't want to give away too much about the ending of The Duke Undone, but she finds herself, she's like a rich debutante. She finds herself in very different circumstances. At the beginning of The Runaway Duchess, she has to make a really terrible choice about marrying this horrible duke. And she is in a train station in Cornwall, where I was with my students. And she decides that she is going to take a chance when, as happens sometimes, a very handsome man comes like out of
Mm-hmm.
and mistakes her for a world traveling botanist that he was there to meet. And so she is like, oh, okay, that's me, and assumes the woman's identity to flee the Duke. And then the two of them go off together. And so it's a mistaken identity
The
theft
Runaway Duchess.
book. Yeah, where she's run away from this Duke and is pretending to be someone she's not, and then has to grapple with the fact that, you know, maybe she needs to become different herself. Because the gardener that she's run off with is, I don't know, maybe like a cinnamon roll hero. He's just a very sweet, decent, honest person, and she's deceiving him. And so they have to work something.
Wait, hold on, Joanna. Did you say a cinnamon roll hero?
Did.
Say, ah, that was hilarious.
It's like what they call them. It's like what they call them. Like
That's a real thing.
a real thing. It's a real thing. It's like I'm sort of newer to the terminology, but like the cinnamon roll hero, because there's like the alpha hero, right? Who's like very dominant and kind of an asshole. And then you have the cinnamon roll hero, who's a hero that's like sweet. And then you get to another layer and he's still sweet. And then there's like another layer. It's like a sweet one. Like the sunshine.
Using it.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna use it for wrong though. But I like that. I absolutely like that. All right, so now take us down the road of the Duke Undone. I like these titles too.
Thank you. Yeah, I had different titles, and then everyone always thinks my titles are bad, so they got changed. So I'm glad that these titles, that you like them, because I originally called the Duke Undone the Nude Duke, which no one liked.
Oh,
but
well, I would have loved that. Yeah, I would have loved that.
Thank you. I loved the Nude Duke, because here's the thing about this one. It's the first book in the series, and the heroine, Lucy, she is an aspiring painter. And at this time, when the book is set in the 1880s, she's a student at the Royal Academy of Arts in London, and women were not allowed to paint from the nude, the undraped model, because it was far too scandalous. And it's actually very, very important to train to artistic training to be able to paint the whole thing, right? The whole thing, like everything's uncovered, and women couldn't do that. And so,
but I'm sorry, just throws me off. A woman couldn't do that, but it's acceptable for just a man to sit here and draw another man's dangling. Like, come on, dude. Like, how uncomfortable is that for the like? Everybody want to do that.
Yeah, men could do it, women not allowed. And so she is on her way to school, to art school, and she stumbles upon a drunk man, naked in an alleyway. And so she sketches him and makes a painting of him. So later, she's somebody who's an orphan. She lives with her aunt, who's a seamstress and has a dress shop. And so, they need money. They don't have a lot of money. And so she has to sell the painting. And then the painting is seen by the muse himself, the naked man in the alley, who happens to be a duke. And so he's a nude duke. And so then there's... Then they're sort of brought into collision by the fact that she's, painted him naked. And that would be very bad, because he's not supposed to get drunk and naked in alleyways. Or he'll lose his inheritance, because there's some inheritance shenanigans. And that was really that was the thing that inspired the series. Like, a lot of the books kind of have to do with painters, either as the main part of the book or peripherally. And so the idea of a woman finding this naked duke in the alley was kind of the beginning, the inspiration of the whole series.
The whole series, just to get started. Yeah. I absolutely love it. Now let's see here. The book that's out now is Artfully Yours.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one is the one that came out most recently.
Yes, that's the most recent one. Artfully Yours. Tell us about Artfully Yours before we get into your new releases coming out.
Yeah, Artfully Yours. So I told the story of the painting student at the Royal Academy of Art, and I wanted to kind of look at the art world from a different direction. And so Artfully Yours is about art forgery. And so the heroine of the Duke Undone, she wants to be a painter. And Nina, the heroine of Artfully Yours, she doesn't want to be a painter. But it's really easy in life to not be a painter. You just don't be a painter. So
right.
It's no one wants anyone to be a painter. But so I had to come up with a reason why she doesn't want to be a painter, but is a painter. And it's because her brother, she lives with her older brother, and he was kicked out of the Royal Academy of Art himself as a young person. They come from a poorer background, and they have an art forgery studio together. And they're kind of codependent. They have a slightly toxic maybe very toxic relationship. That's sort of one of the emotional dramas of the book, is like her kind of breaking away from her relationship with him. And his forgeries have gotten kind of sloppy. He was in jail for them once, and so his hands were injured with some of the kind of torturous labors they had people do in the English prison system. And anyway, he sells the forgeries to a duke whose brother happens to be the best art critic in England, and so he spots the forgery. And so then Nina goes undercover in his house as his secretary, to try to stay one step ahead of him so that he doesn't catch her and her brother for forgery. Except it gets more complicated because of sort of fall in love. It's a romance. She has a marmoset, which is one of the things that was like really fun to write. This was the book that I wrote during the pandemic, and I think everyone has stories about their pandemic book.
Oh yeah.
And like the comforts or struggles, they had therein. And this is, she wants to be a baker. And, I grew up in a pizza shop. My dad was a baker. And so that's like a comfort place for me. And so her wanting to be a baker was something that I really had a good time with. And then also she has this pet who's like a little, like little kind of marsupial little guy who hangs out on her shoulder, Fritz, and is kind of making a mess. So it was like a fun time writing about this like little pet, because I'm also pretty allergic to most animals, and so
Lord,
you get to like have fuzzy animals in books, and then it's kind of fun that you don't sneeze or wheeze.
Yeah. I absolutely love it. So I love the title "Artfully Yours." That's high. I really, really love that. Okay, so we talked about all the books in, some books in this series. We're gonna get to the next your next book in a few, but it's bringing us to the first segment here, the Brown Book series called "The Dirty Mind," where we give you clean clues. I give you dirty clues. My mind already dirty. I give you dirty clues, and you have to give me the clean answer. How about that? You ready? She's like, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. I think you're ready though. I think I think you're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. All right. First clue. Let me give you a good one too, Joanne. Okay. After withdrawal, you lose interest. I get bigger after your deposit. Open me up and see how I grow. What am I? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Give it a clean answer, John.
A bank account.
You it's a bank account. Yes, it's a bank account. You go, girl. You're gonna be great at this. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Your publicist is gonna be like, we're not ever going on that show again. Okay. If I'm doing 6G, I'm breaking the law. Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. It says G. It's not G. It's 9. Start over. If I'm doing 69, I'm breaking the law. I can't see. Sometimes I have to get jumped. I can take more than one person inside of me.
That is a vehicle. That's a car, but it could be. It is hard to stay clean with these. This is
because it's hard.
It's harder as it goes because my mind gets dirtier as we go. So
I don't think you have a dirty mind, Joanne. I think you're good. See?
All right.
Watch this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Next up, lube up, or I can give you a rash. I slide up and down on your body. I penetrate your hairiest parts. Ooh, what am I? Lube up, or I can give you a rash. I slide up and down on your body. I penetrate your hairiest parts.
So this is a razor, like a
It's
shape.
a razor. Yes. It's a razor, honey. That college mind of yours is really gone. I love it.
Final season.
I love it. All right. Blown regularly. I get things started. To do me, you have to put your lips together.
I
One
get
and all.
things start. A whistle?
Your whistle. Whistle while you work. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You are amazing. Last one, and then we're good. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get this one because you're a teacher. I can be popped on you at any time. Sometimes I'm oral. You can score with me.
I'm a teacher. I can't. I think it's a quiz.
It's a quiz. It's a quiz.
But it just seems
It's a quiz. You did great, Joanna. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanna officially does not have a dirty mind. This is awesome.
I'm so glad it's
Look,
been made official.
yes, it's yeah, she killing it, yo. She listen, she is killing it. I love it, absolutely love it. Now let's go back to hmm, a delightfully queer Victorian love story featuring a boldly brash trans hero. The beguiling bota- Oh wait, look. Oh, okay. I can't see. Caption is hard and Joanne. I'm sorry, girl.
No, no, don't worry. It's a lot of. It's also like a lot of alliteration. It's like all the B.
All these bees and dust and trance and what. Listen, I know what the name of it is though. A sure thing. It's a sure thing. I love it. And I'll be putting all these damn words and shit in here. I'm like, I can't see that. What does that mean?
A sure thing.
Anywho,
That title is really good. My agent came up.
now, now that thing is good. It's real good. Tell her to take some of the bees out of the description so we can't, I just play.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. It's good. Um, a sure thing. It comes out in June, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a character from The Duke Undone, the best friend of Lucy the heroine, also a painter, and he's rakish, right? So he's somebody who is used to he's like a playful rake. Like he loves love, and he's had to leave the sisterhood of artists that he founded with Lucy because it doesn't fit his sense of himself as a man, and so he moves to Cornwall and writes a letter to his friends, his sisters, withdrawing from the society, and is just so shaken because that friend group means everything to him that he kind of like loses the ability to paint. And a botanist, who's actually the person that Lavinia, the mean girl from The Runaway Duchess, was mistaken for. This botanist is about to go to New York to start a career as a college teacher, and she needs
the real one.
The real one, yeah, the real one.
Okay, cool.
And she needs someone to paint British seaweed for her lecture. Because she doesn't know anything about seaweed, and it's the only way she can think of that she'll be able to like fulfill this obligation that she's resentful she has to do because she's an expert in something else, and no one will give her that sort of kind of ability to talk about what she can actually do because sexism, etc. And so she wants to commission Kit to paint her seaweed, but he can no longer paint, and so they have they're going to go their separate ways, but he now sells bicycles. And so they get drawn into a bicycle bet where they have to join a group of loutish bicycle dudes, like Victorian bicycle dudes on those bicycles with the huge front wheel,
Right.
Because there's a new model of bicycle at this time, the safety bicycle that looks like bicycles today, like same size wheels. And
Right.
so it's like battle of the bicycles, like this smaller model and this big model, and also like battle of the sexes. They're the bicycle dudes don't think a woman, Muriel, the botanist, could finish the race. But also Kit is a trans man. He wants to be in solidarity with women and to fight misogyny and, in all of its forms. But he's also very interested in challenging ideas of sex itself and masculinity and femininity. So it's like a fun, beachy, bicycle based romp around Cornwall, but it also gets into, questions of identity and how we live our lives and some of the historical barriers to, different kinds of LGBTQ experience that speak to the present, but at the same time, the emphasis is on like joy and these characters like finding love and like even building back friendships they thought were lost.
I absolutely love it. Now, how did you research this book?
This book was actually super fun to research and different than some of my usual research endeavors because my partner is a historian and he's a trans man, and he's also a historian of trans history and trans.
Oh, so you cheated.
Yeah. So basically that's it. I cheated. Don't tell the teacher.
I won't tell.
So I got him to do the research. No, it was like this really amazing collaborative process where we really worked very, very closely together on this book. Like I would write a chapter, he would read it, we would talk about it, he would help me with research, I would write the next chapter. So it was like a really like beautiful experience. Like I think a lot of writers find that book deadlines actually like strains their relationship because they're like, let's have a fun life. And you're like, no, I'm writing about a fun life of someone who doesn't exist. I can't do anything. And like, partners don't always love that.
They don't.
So, he's like, you never have any time for me. And I'm like, I'm writing this book. But this time it was like we did the book together. And so
nice.
Yeah, it was really great. Cheating.
That's what's up. I love it. I absolutely love it. So a short thing will be out in June. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a cute kiki, honey. Get this book. Get this book. Joanna over there cheating, having her spouse write this book for her, but we ain't gonna tell nobody, so we ain't gonna say nothing else about it no more.
Yeah, done. No one will know.
We're gonna interview him next time. You got the cat. I know. I listen. It was too many. You said ain't stress. Yo, they over here tripping in the chat. I love my crew, the Brown Book Series crew, the BBS Players Club. It's absolutely crazy. Joanna, so in being a novelist, I don't understand why I can't read any of this stuff. Is it because I don't know what's going on? I'm so sorry. Like, what the hell has happened all this moment? And being a novelist, what did you learn a little too late? Okay, it's blinking over here. Like, who's blinking? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think that I actually maybe this is cheating. Maybe cheating is just going to be my thing. I think something I learned as a novelist is that it's really never too late to try out new things. Like I spent a bunch of years not working in romance and not like reading that much romance, and then feeling like, oh, I still want to do this, but maybe it's too late. Like I should have started earlier. And then I did it. And it was like, this is great. And I think sometimes you just have to be comfortable with not knowing that much and not being good at something and learning. And if you're willing to kind of humble yourself and be open like that, it's never too late to try anything.
You're so wonderful. I love your enthusiasm. Your whole spirit over here is wonderful. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. All right, Joanna, office moments. What's your most urgent priority for the rest of the year? They've made my fonts bigger now. I can see. Both in the literary world and in your personal life.
Yeah. In the literary world, I have a book that's due very soon that I have to finish. It's my first Regency, so it's set in like Jane Austen times, which is because I started co-teaching a class with a Jane Austen scholar in my department, and it's just really fun, and it got me like wanting to write in that era, just try it out. And Jane Austen also had a dirty mind. There's an anal sex joke in Jane Austen. I didn't know that. She told me that. My colleague. But so there's that. And personally, I've had a really just a really, really hard year with like loss, just a lot of grief. And so
Right.
I think really just kind of coming to a grounded place to do a little bit of healing so that I'm more ready and centered for the things to come, whatever that looks like, just because of sort of entering into this year, really kind of lost and depleted because of some of the things of the past year, and knowing there's like hard times to come. And so I want, particularly this summer and going forward, to kind of figure out what to do to kind of be in a place where I'm steady enough to like support other people in my life and take care of myself.
I absolutely love it. Has anybody ever told you that you sound like Miley Cyrus?
No, really.
I love Miley Cyrus. I was like, Joanna sounds like Miley Cyrus.
I am so tone deaf and like bad at music that being compared to anybody who can like sing, like I'm like, wow, all right, that is, I will take.
Yeah, your tone and your cadence. Like I was like, oh, this is cool. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Missy said, "What's in my cup?" Listen, if I had something in my cup, I'll be all right. You know, they got me doing shows sober these days. I don't know what's happening. I know, right? It's just too much. Missy, don't start, okay? Leave me alone. Joanna, author's moments. If you could have tea with the one fictional character of yours, who would it be and why?
Oh, one fictional character of mine.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Who would it be?
Who would it be, girl? Who would it be?
Because of what I think when I was maybe it would be Lucy's aunt in The Duke Undone, just because this is like not a sexy answer in any way, but tea is not a very sexy thing. But like feeling like I like that it's tea, and like I could use some like wisdom and guidance from like, it's her great aunt. Or actually maybe it would be, sorry, that first aunt. It would be, there's a lot of aunts in my books. I think it would be all aunts. It would be Lolly and it would be Sylvia and Miss Lolly, the aunts from Artfully Yours. So we could in their cottage and drink tea, and they would have cats and like jam tarts everywhere, and then they could, be wise. And I would listen, maybe. Try to listen.
I think you'll listen. I really do. I think you'll listen. Author's moments. If you could sit down with your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Oh man, I'd say you're not going to be in a back brace much longer. It's gonna be okay. I was one of those teenagers that was in a back brace for 4 years, 24 hours a day. So I'd be like, there's going to be time beyond the back brace. Don't think you're going to have a plastic torso into your 40s. And yeah, I think it would be to just keep going forward, trying not to feel shame, and just I don't know, believing in like friendship and the imagination. And let yourself have fun, and don't think that it's always too late. Because that question of like, what is it too late for? I feel like I was one of those kids that was like, oh, it's too late. I can never, just so anxious. Like it's too late. What am I ever going to do? That like, you have time, enjoy things. Even in the darkest moments, there's still going to be beauty. Just that sort of message that things go on, and you're loved and people will love you and you'll love others. 15 is a hard age. You just want to say all the things to the 15-year-old, just like, and just feel like it's really, things are okay. It's going to be okay. Be who you are. Figure that out. It could take forever. That's fine.
I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. A back brace for 4 years?
Yeah, just like, congenital, when you have like a twisted spine and they just put you in a back brace for.
Gotcha.
it's not like a fun high school thing to do.
Dress it up.
I had stickers on it, but you put the stickers on when you're 14, and then by the time you're 17, you're like, oh no,
You're like, I don't like these stickers anymore.
Them off. But in high school, you sit in those chairs. They're like attached to the desk, and I would have to like get in them. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. Anyway,
I'm laughing at you now, but I would not have laughed at you then. Just know. We're laughing with each other now. I absolutely love it. Love it all. Oh, Joanna. Hosting a dinner party and could invite 5 people from any era. Who would it be? Real people.
What was it?
Real people.
Real people. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have, is this like, am I cooking?
No. It's going to be catered. We're going to cater it.
Catered. It's catered.
Yeah, it's catered.
And is there an interpreter? So like
yes,
okay.
It's your party. It's whatever you want.
Okay. So Sappho. So I want to have some like power women. So I want like Sappho, the Greek poet of antiquity. I want Hatshepsut, the female Egyptian pharaoh, because that would be amazing, right?
Oh my God, right. That would be.
Right? Yeah. And then I think
got you the historian. I'm like, how you know these people? I forgot. Mama, carry on.
I think her name is Zheng Sao, the Chinese pirate. She was like a female pirate in the 19th century, because that would be amazing, right? We got to figure out who she was. And then that might be kind of heavy. So maybe we want somebody really witty, like Oscar Wilde or something. Throw him in there.
Yeah.
And that leaves me one person.
One more.
Could it be my dad?
It could. It's your party.
And my dad. Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be funny. Your dad going to be like, who the hell is this? These damn people. I absolutely love it. Joanna, it has brought us to the end of our interview. We have one question left. Let me just say, you are a delight to be around.
Thank you. This is really fun.
A delight to be around. You're going to have to come back, especially after a short thing drops, because we got to talk about these things, honey. And you got to come back with your husband, too, so he can tell us the real story, because I think he wrote all this book. So he can tell us the real story. But that's cool though, for when you're writing it together. It's kind of cool. I like that.
It was good.
Absolutely like that. Yes. So, but before we ask this last question, tell us all things Joanna Lowell. Give us your call to action. Where can we go to your social media handles, your website? Where can we get the books that's already out? What you want to do, girl. You got a newsletter. You got an upcoming interview you want to promote. There you go.
Oh, thank you. So I am so bad at this. This is why I'm not an indie.
This is why together, Joanna.
Okay. I have a website. It's joannalowell.com. And I have a really amazing local indie bookstore, Bookmarks. They're doing a pre-order campaign, so you can order books there. I am on Instagram, trying to get better at actually being on Instagram, but I have Instagram, and it's at Joanna Lowell author. And then just a thing people can do is like pre-order books is really important for writers, but also if you like don't want to or like can't spend money on like every book in the world that you want, you could always ask your library to make sure that they order it, because that's just a good thing to do. I always like tell my library, like, please get this book and lots of that book. Tell your friends, word of mouth. I'm so old school. I don't know. Like each person tell a person.
I love it. Now, do you have Facebook and TikTok and X and all that?
I have Facebook, but I don't remember how to log into it. But I am gonna remember at some point
to do the Facebook. So you guys, you can go to her website. It's scrolling down below. We'll connect with Joanna. Go to joannalowell.com. If you want to pre-order the book, we have the description below of the book. Go ahead on and pre-order it, get it. Go get Artfully Yours. Get everything that has her name on it because we gotta support Miss Joanna, honey. And she's gonna come back because we gotta talk about the other books that she writes. She also has another pen name that she writes up under. So we gotta get all into her real business. See, the first time you come on the show, I try to be easy, introduce you to us, bring you on here. Then we go. Then your next interview, we go over to the dark side, Joanna, where we ask you who you want to sleep with and all kinds of stuff.
Just dirty, no more clean mind. Okay, I'm ready.
No more clean mind. The first one you're a virgin on now, and now we bust your cherry, and you're gonna come back for more.
You popped my quiz. Okay.
I popped your quiz. Yes, absolutely love it. All right, so our last question for the evening. Here we go. Are you ready? She's like, I'm ready. Let's do it, Shay. I'm ready. If you're writing a book about your life, what would the title be?
Joanna, the Told Story. There. I know it's not a good title.
I love your energy. It's a great title. It's your title. You know what I mean? It's your title, Joanna, and we love it. We're here for all of it, honey. We're here for all of it. And when you tell the story, we're gonna be right here waiting on it. Right here waiting on it. I absolutely love it. All right, Brown Book Series, y'all know what's up. Make sure you come check us out next week. Next week we have a bunch of people. Like, it's gonna be awesome. All of May has been wonderful. You enjoyed tonight with Miss Joanna Lowell, and go out there, get everything she has. Go to all her social media handles because she gotta find them. So y'all go to her website and then go take the website and then go over there. Okay, from there we're gonna get Joanna together.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Join her newsletter so you'll be able to get when everything drops and all the other good stuff. And when her husband write a new book, she'll be able to let us read it. So make sure you go over there and check that out. Next week, who we got next week, y'all? Next week they have Miss Tara Roy. Miss Tara Roy will be in the building next week. So make sure you tell a friend like Joanna said. Just tell everybody, honey. The Brown Book Series will come next year every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. It's your girl Shay Baby. Y'all know what's up. Stay safe. And most of all, stay positive. Bye, y'all. Hold on a second for me, Joanna. Hold on.
Fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. Open up your brown book, baby. Open up your brown book.